For me, there's a number of different ways a person could go in terms of what makes something Iowan. I think that a lot of the facilities here are really just an expansion of what you'll see out on the farms around the state, except they're just bigger. There's a certain simplicity to the architecture here, a certain straightforwardness, and I think that's probably the same theories and philosophies that go into anything that you might see out in the country. The most unique thing that this grounds has as compared to, say, other grounds across the United States is the effort that's gone into maintaining those old existing buildings. All sorts of different shapes and sizes, all sorts of different uses. It all seems to come back to a lot of it being agrarian in nature, craftsman style in nature, and hopefully, I guess, impressive and memorable to those people that come out here. They can remember when they stood on this porch that we are today. They can remember going into the grandstand, in the barns and those sorts of things. And what makes them really interesting is that they become more of a living vessel for those memories. And that's something that's incredibly difficult, I think, to build towards. I think it just happens with time and those memories that those families have of coming to this place. And facilities that we have here on the grounds are rarely used today like they were in the past. All the buildings have sort of faced a sort of evolution in time as it's expanded to meet, the needs, and it's where we are today even. The result, or a good result of what we're doing is still to maintain what its original purpose was, but make just enough modifications that'll afford us the ability to use it in new ways down the road. You look up at the roof structure and you look at the way that they brought together all these sort of lacy, small pieces of steel into these complex connections. I think most people are, conscious of looking at what's going on as far as the event's concerned, and I might spend as much time staring up at a ceiling or looking at the floor. So I don't know that I have a favorite single building here on the grounds. I think it has more to do with just appreciating the challenges that they faced at the time that all these facilities were done, parts and pieces, and not just one particular building. Because you had things like the horse barn getting built, you had the swine barn getting built, the grandstand, you had all these things going on at the same time. And think about how busy they were in the early 1900s had to be amazing. One of the things that meant a great deal to me at the time that it was done, and perhaps it's a subtlety, is that when the Jacobson Center was constructed west of the horse barn, the barn quilts that surround the building, which of course are a representation of, or a symbol, I guess, for each county in the state, it was really a means of taking a building that's on our grounds and having a connection back to the entire state. Their symbol, their gesture is now physically attached to it. And so the thing that I thought was just really neat is that in time that too will be yet another piece of history, although subtle in nature to some, it's going to be there for a long, long time. Walking by and touching the brick or the wood or those sorts of things. I mean, you just get really, for me, I get very drawn into the history.